What's good, everyone? DJ's Raw, Uncut Truth. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everyone that support new media. Shout out to Coach Joe. Shout out to J&J Video. Shout out to Hoot Jargon. Shout out to the people who've been rocking with this channel for day one. Let's go. It's going to be a good day. We're going to talk about the Hornets versus Nets. Woo! It's a good day today. I had to, man. I had to come out strong, man. I had to come out strong. Shout out to Mark Curris. He says, ready for the church. Pastor DJ, New Media Meloholics. Amen, my brother. Amen. Shout out to Goodrix. Oh, yeah. Shout out to J.K. Robinson. Another Rookie of the Month for LaMelo. Well, he got Rookie of the Month? Let me check that out. Shout out to the legend, CJ. What up, DJ? You know what it is, my brother. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Shout out to Cleante Crenshaw. Saying LaMelo just won Rookie of the Month again, and he didn't even play he didn't even play. That's how good this kid is. And these shines want to put him as number 6 in the rookie rankings. That's crazy. But I feel bad for Quickly. Quickly's been playing well, and LaMelo hasn't even played at all. And he got the Rookie of the Year. Shout out to Blue Bolt, Sports Observer and Politics. He said, DJ Raw, you think it's time to just give the ship to the Nets? Not yet. We got to see how they do in postseason. Kevin Durant hasn't been playing, and I want to see what the chemistry look like. Shout out to J&J Video. She says they automatically defaulted him to 6 while he's out. Yeah, that was a crock of shit by those people that was doing those voting. That's why I don't pay attention to Rookie of the Years unless they get it right a few times. But most times, nah. Mark Chris says the third youngest player in NBA history to record 35-5. Two Hearts led to Eastern Conference Rookie Years in points, all rookies in assists per steals, Meloholics. Yeah, that's all truth. So we have a game today, Hornets versus Nets. Now, albeit James Harden will not play tonight. I wanted him to play. Shoot, I wanted Kevin Durant to play as well. I want to see how this Hornets team do against, top-notch competition. Blue Bolt says one more. You think the Lakers can get healthy enough to defend their title? If they're healthy. AD must be healthy. And I know that shines like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp were bickering about Drummond. Drummond had a toe injury. It's not bad. He'll be fine. And once he comes back, you'll see a Laker team that will rebound and defend well. And, a lot of people cannot defend Anthony Davis. But a lot of folks cannot defend KD. So something has to give. Whoever shows up the most in a postseason will win. I guarantee it. Shout out to the brother Taufeeq. Says, what's up, family? I see the Warriors taking this one. They don't have Harden, but if KD is there, they can be a problem because LaMelo was able to slow down Kyrie in the first matchup if Kyrie is in the lineup. Yeah, they got to watch out for Kyrie. If Kyrie does what he does, it's hard to stop him. Shout out to Unoriginal. Unoriginal says, locked in. Nets winning, man. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets won without James Harden. Shout out to the sister Robin V. Say, get the likes up, fam. Yeah, get the likes up. Get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up. Gordon Hayward, the Mr. $120 million man. Now, I had some pushback on Twitter, but you know me, you know the media, we keep it real. Gordon Hayward, ever since the Lamelo injury, has not been the number one scoring option. The number one scoring option has been Terry Rozier. Now, they were claiming that I'm trying to start stuff. No, I'm being honest. Since LaMelo's injury, you guys tell me who has been the one taking the tough shots, bringing the team back, being the go-to scorer? Who has it been? Don't worry, I'll wait. Y'all know who it was. It was Terry Rozier. That's why he won Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Not Gordon Hayward. Abizes says right now Gordon Hayward has averaged 13 points per game in his last 15. That's alarming. But like I told you folks, Gordon Hayward was only signed because of MJ. MJ thought that Gordon Hayward a long time ago would be the next Larry Bird. He has ever since Larry Bird going against him, Michael Jordan, going against Larry Bird and the Celtics, and they used to whoop the Bulls every time. He always wanted a player like that. But he failed to realize the front office and everybody else did not pay attention to the development of Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is not even starting, not even playing in minutes he needs to. But he still finds a way to find impact. The last game, Miles Bridges had 8 points, but he had more impact than Gordon Hayward's 22 because he provided defense, he provided athleticism, and he fits what the Hornets are trying to do. Now, it's funny, the Hornets all of a sudden want to run and gun and do all that stuff now. But when LaMelo was playing and he was on top of his game, now they want to play that style when they was playing slow, trying to hold the ball, making sure LaMelo not get his. We all see it now. We all see it. What's the difference? The coach, James Borrego, and I never got on James Borrego X's and O's. I've always said that James Borrego was a good coach schematic-wise. My problem with him is he gets too attached with some of his favorites. Robin V says, New Media Nation fam. Yeah, you all fam. Everyone listening is fam. Talfi says, PJ better not drop another egg in this game like the Suns. Oh, boy. If he does that, they're losing. Robin V says, Terry Rozier is. Yeah, he is the go-to guy. Y'all make sure to like and share this video. Let everybody know that we're live and direct. Blue Boat says, you think the media is going to try to put Durant in the GOAT conversation with LeBron if the Nets win? Shaking my head. This would be some BS. Nah, media, it depends on which media. So buffoons like Skip Bayless would do that. They would do that. But Kevin Durant's a talented player. I got to keep it real about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a dominant scorer, and he's a threat. The reason why they're building this team like they are because Kevin Durant's at a stage right now where he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. It's funny because Kevin Durant really cares what people think, but he doesn't care at the same time. So he doesn't care now about the legacy. He's just doing his thing, having his friends play on the team. He's cool with LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm sure LaMarcus called him and said, hey, I want to play on the team. I just got bought out. And Kevin Durant was like, sure. So it has I don't think that move had anything to do with LeBron. But you know the media is going to try to do something. The people who hate LeBron will say it. Unoriginal says, just realized Harden ain't playing. Hornets might just luck out again. Bro, man, the Hornets, I ain't gonna lie. This is not hating. This is just, if you're a Hornets fan in the chat, you gotta, let's be honest. There have been breaks this season for the Hornets. And also the teams that came from the bubble, like the Heat and Celtics and playoff teams, they're just catching up because they didn't really have an off season. You have to give them a month to see who the true contenders and pretenders are out. That's all we said. The end of April will tell me a lot about these NBA teams out here. Shout out to Drum Keys. He said, "You're New Media Nation United, no doubt." Taufik says, when you get a max, it means max criticism. So Hayward deserved all the criticism. Mr. Pedestrian better step up. 2, he was underperforming since LaMelo got injured. Is this karma for being jealous of LaMelo? Now, you see, now I got to go there. Gordon Hayward, don't y'all realize that Gordon Hayward is now passing the ball more since LaMelo was injured? Which is odd to me. When LaMelo was playing, he would wave him off. He wanted to be point forward. He wanted to take the responsibility out of LaMelo. Now, when the nitty-gritty comes along and he's in the scoring funk, now he want to give up the ball and give it to Terry Rozier, who's playing well, and Devontae Tebe-Graham. Robin V says, Terry, yup. That's why he's going back, being called Scary Terry, and Bridges has been amazing athleticism. Politics all day. Yeah, it's politics. It's politics ruin great organizations. Did y'all see what the Chicago Bulls did? The Chicago Bull, Patrick Williams of the Chicago Bulls was going to give his jersey number for free to Vucevic. His teammates vouched for him and said, hey, no, that's not how we do it. Let him pay you for that jersey. And they switched jerseys and did it like that. Now for LaMelo's situation, everybody knows LaMelo's jersey, number 1, is the most popular jersey out of young players. Due to pride and ego, and I'm sure that Malik Monk out of the court is a good guy. But pride and ego and all this earning crap, I don't get it. Earn. You're the Charlotte Hornets. What have y'all done? Okay, you went to the playoffs in 2016 with Kemba and got bounced out in the first round. When you're a top 5 pick, you get what you want. Remember when LeBron James, and I'm not saying any of these players are LeBron James. Remember when LeBron James, before he came to the league, they was interviewing the Cleveland Cavalier players, Boozer, Darius Miles, all those players. And they were saying, oh, he got to earn it and all that crap. Guess what happened when LeBron got to Cleveland? He got everything he wanted. That's how you do it. Taufik says, yo, DJ, they just gave LaMelo Rookie of the Month for March despite being injured. Does this mean he'll be Rookie of the Year and beat Patrick Ewing? They're probably going to give it to Anthony Edwards. They're going to probably give it to Anthony Edwards. But this is validation. This award just shows you how great LaMelo's efficiency was. LaMelo was so efficient and played on a team where he didn't really – people don't realize LaMelo doesn't have the keys to the offense. And he's still putting out numbers and breaking records. But if LaMelo wins Rookie of the Year despite him being injured, it'll be a miracle. Blue Boat says Terry Rozier is from my neck of the woods. I hope he fries Kyrie tonight. Well, I got to give Terry Rozier credit. He is not afraid of anything. And out of all players that's playing up to their game, who's earned that contract, if there's one player that earned that contract, I'm talking about the one that got big contracts out of this team, or just any type of contract with the veterans that got any type of contract with the Hornets. Terry Rozier has been the one living up to his contract, no doubt. When his name is called, he delivers. Now, there's some games where, when they're playing bigger teams and he's not in this game, we get that. But Terry Rozier has been a dog, and he's worth every penny right now. And like you said, Blue Blow, he's from your neck of the woods. He never had it easy. He had to earn everything he got from high school to Louisville when he went to college to the NBA. It's just sad that their $120 million man, Gordon Hayward, is playing like a player who he believes he deserves it all, but he hasn't earned it. And I truly believe that Gordon Hayward sees himself as number 2 option or number 1 option. Matter of fact, he sees himself as the guy, and that he was never that guy. He wasn't that guy in Utah. He wasn't that guy in Boston. He wasn't that guy here. He's not that guy here for the Hornets. Shout out to the sister, Shanika Ron. She said, hey, DJ New Media fam, what's good? Taufik says, Rookie of the Month. It's all good, Taufik. Taufik says, I was watching Lamelo Insta story showing his number 1 jerseys. Well, I'm telling y'all, they know what's up. That number 1 Lamelo Ball jersey is when I got people telling me, I talk to folks around this community and we talk about a lot of stuff, and we talk about jerseys. Did you buy the LaMelo jersey? And a lot of folks will tell me they're not buying a jersey until LaMelo's number 1. So the Hornets got something to think about this offseason. And it's really it shouldn't even come to this. That's the crazy part. A top 5 pick, a top 3 pick, and you ain't got the jersey number you want. It shouldn't even come to this. But here we are. So for the comment section, I want the keys to the game. What can the Hornets do to win this game? One of the things I want the Hornets to do is stop playing that auto zone defense. You could do it time to time, but don't do it all the time. They got too many shooters on the Nets. And even though Kevin Durant and James Harden is not playing in tonight's game, if they keep doing that zone, it could cost them. But it surprised me that Kyrie and Joe Harris and Brown go off. It wouldn't if they play that crappy zone defense. Push the pace. The Hornets got to push the pace, and Gordon Hayward got to run. There's times where Gordon Hayward would stop the fast pace and would get other teams back in the game. Keep pushing the pace. And shout out to Coach Joe. He said he watching the show. It's a blessing to have OGs around and just teach you about life and the game within the game, and it's truly a blessing. It truly is. Taufik says, for March, I don't mean this. Okay, I saw that. Jaheim Nesbitt says LeBron teammates said they didn't need him when he was drafted. Yeah, I remember that interview, and most of them are gone. We got Who Jargon in the building. What's good, my guy? Y'all already know what it is. Jaheim said give Miles more minutes. That can help the Hornets win this game against the Nets. Again, let me reiterate. James Harden will not be playing in this game. But don't count the Nets out. Do not count the Nets out. Because if you count the Nets out, they got some depth in that team. LaMarcus Aldridge will be making his start today. So even without James Harden and Kevin Durant, you put Kyrie, LaMarcus, Blake Griffin, Joe Harris, a shooter. That's a start. That's how much depth the Nets have. They plug and play different talented players. And I'm not saying that LaMarcus Aldridge is Karl Malone or everything else, but man, that team is stacked. LaMarcus Aldridge is at least going to give you a double-double. He may not give you the 20 and 10, but he could give you 15-10, 14-10, and that's good enough for the Nets. Wow, who jargon? Funny as hell. Who jargon said net stack like Meg the Stallion. Oh, boy, they stack like Meg the Stallion, man. That's how deep that team is. What's good to Scorch and Vipers? What's good, my brother? I'm glad you're on the show. Tuning in. Shout out to King C. You know what it is. New media. We in this thing. Taufik says Hayward has never been a number one option his whole career. He's either 3 or 4th option. That is true. That's not hating. That's true right there. There's nothing that can dispute that, what Taufik just stated. Yep. Taufik, yeah. Who Jargus Cobbin got me rolling, man. Stack like Meg the Stallion. King C says Jordan didn't expect his team to be playing so well. Maybe that's why he gave Gordon the bag. That's the problem when you don't evaluate your team. That's the problem. That he did the same thing Jerry Jones be doing with the Cowboys, trying to flex and trying to overpower decisions. Mitch Kupchak did a good job in drafting. I'm not really a Mitch Kupchak guy because he tried to ruin my Lakers. That's another topic for a different day. But Mitch Kupchak drafted well, drafted Lamelo Ball, drafted Vernon Carey, drafted Nick Richards, drafted Grant Riller, who I believe will have a good year in the NBA once he gets minutes. And that's up for James Borrego to do. Grant Riller, and remember this name. What he does well, he shoots threes well. He could play point guard on ball, off ball. He doesn't get in the way. He won't get in the way of LaMelo doing what he does. And he has a mature game. One of the biggest steals in the second round, a late round pick, was Grant Riller. And he killed it in the G League. Killed it in the G League bubble. So look out for him. Husan says Martin Twins literally do nothing. They just taking a roster spot. I don't want to go there, but come on, man. The Martin Twins, people keep telling me they play all this great defense and they're scrappy and they're all over the place. That's fake defense. That's what I call shadow defense. Moving around herky-jerky and getting cooked on every play. That's not defense. I don't know what kind of defense that is. They're like, DJ, the Martin Twins, they hustle, though. They're great defenders. Where? Whenever the Martin Twins play, they getting cooked and fouling. Yeah, they'll dive for loose basketballs and do the nitty-gritty, but they're not something I haven't seen before. Who Jargon said it best. Shadow defense equal false hustle. That's all they do. They look like they doing some damn jumping jacks out there. Getting their hands all, waving their hands out, moving their feet quick, and getting cooked. Y'all about to see tonight. See, since LaMelo's injury, and let me know in the comment section if I'm being real or not. When the Martin Twins come in, the opposing team makes a run. Terry Rozier at the end of the game always had to cook to get it going. And sometimes Devontae Tebe Graham would have to, be a spark plug it too. And sometimes Devontae does. I give him credit on that. When Devontae doesn't have the pressure on him and he could play like a role player, that's the best Devontae you get. That's why Devontae's stock is looking better. You see teams are interested. Dallas Mavericks, even the Knicks. I heard about that. But folks thought I was hating, or Coach Joe was hating. They thought we was hating because we said that Devontae Graham stock will rise, except in the 6-man role. And before LaMelo's injury, he did that well. See the difference when you don't give role players star treatment, good things happen. And now Devontae can get a bag. We say these things to talk truth. We don't say things just to say things. Who Jargon says, didn't Kupchak draft Randall, Russell, and Ingram? He can draft. Yeah, he can draft. That's why I said I can't really say he's a bad drafter. I'm talking about the worst thing that Kupchak has done is free agency. The Luol Deng contract, the Mods Golf, that just hurt the Lakers right there. But he can draft. That's why I give him a props on drafting. Just like James Borrego. I'll talk about James Borrego's rotations, how he's too involved in relationships with his players, like trying to pick favorites. But I've always told you guys that James Borrego can coach X's and O's. That was never a problem. B-Mill says Harden going to barbecue the Twins. Well, Harden's not playing in this game. He got like a hamstring issue right now. But Kyrie, he getting no touches. It's going to be barbecue chicken, whoever guards him. J&J Video says he ate humble pie and made it look like chocolate. Who Jargon said, that's a fact. Free agent horrible. Yep. In fact, he was so bad, players talked about how bad his free agent pitch was. Melo, Carmelo Anthony, and Aldridge, etc. Yeah, I remember that. I'll remember that fully. If the Hornets win this game, I won't be surprised. No KD, no Kevin Durant. So this should be an easy game. But these are the Hornets. And some way, somehow, they either make the game very close or lose a game that they shouldn't lose. This is a perfect opportunity for the Hornets to win a game and to jump up in the rankings. But are they going to play consistently? That's the question. Are they going to do what they got to do to steal a win? If I'm the Nets, this is what I'll do. Since LaMarcus Aldridge is playing, and you know that their bigs, the Hornets bigs that is, are trash, I'm feeding LA LaMarcus Aldridge every time. That mid-range game that the Spurs, when he would play with the Spurs, that killed the Hornets. Yeah, the Hornets won the last game against the Spurs, but I'm talking about early in the season. When the Spurs played the Hornets, LaMarcus Aldridge's mid-range game was unguardable because they playing that crappy zone, and he's right in the middle. No one's there. Pick and pop. All day, every day. The Nets do that in the pick and roll with Kyrie, and they're going to find open shooters. With that zone defense, they're going to find open shooters. Joe Harris, this is a perfect opportunity for the power forwards to take charge. PJ Washington for the Hornets, he must step up. PJ owes the Hornets 20 games. These next games, the rest of the games going forward, PJ Washington deserves to give the Hornets double-figure games. And it doesn't have to be 20-point games. It could be 14 and 10. Can PJ Washington give the Hornets 14 points and 10 rebounds? Because he owes them. He owes the Hornets that. Ever since, and we're not going to go to personal issue, his girl got pregnant, and y'all know who she is. PJ Washington is playing like he's in the upper room right now. He's playing like he on retirement. Now, a second-year player in the NBA should never play this bad. He had a 0 point, 0 rebound, 0 block, 0 steal game. But I'm going to let Eddie Murphy tell y'all the way that PJ Washington is playing right now.
That for what? For what? That upper room, nigga. The upper room with Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
You know what that is? The upper room the motherfucker be singing about? The upper room. Yeah, that's right. Tell you what, you die first, I'm gonna sing at your funeral. I'm gonna just bust up in the motherfucker and go to the upper room. Let him shoot me. I don't give a fuck. They take me out singing that motherfucker.
When Jesus comes. PJ in the upper room right now, man. Man, I had my kinfolk tell me that PJ Washington is playing like one of those semi-retired players. Like he looking like Jared Dudley out there. And I know he got more talent than that. PJ has to look at the film and look in the mirror and tell himself, what do I have to do to get back to my rookie year? Because right now he's playing in the upper room when Jesus comes. I had to go with my church days. Shout out to Queen Royalty. She says, Charlotte, in my opinion, would have lost even if Lamelo was playing. This isn't the same Nets team they played in the beginning of the season. This is a super team. Exactly. Even with James Harden not playing in this game, the Nets are still favored. No James Harden, no Kevin Durant, and the Nets are still favored over the number 4 seed in the East. That's how deep their team is. Harry says PJ Washington head had been clouded. Oh, yeah, it's clouded in that upper room dust. Because he's in the upper room when Jesus comes. Oh, Lord, JJ video. I know you out here laughing. Oh, boy. Feel like comedy hour today. Jaheim says PJ better score 42 again. Well, so many missing games he been having. He better have some double-doubles for the rest of the year. Shout out to the bro, King Common Sense. And that's a good name because this brother he's one of the kings of common sense, always having good questions. He says, no, that's how weak the East is. Oh, you're right. So the Hornets are barely one game above 500. Like they're like 24 and 22, 23 and 22 or something like that. As a 4th seed. Usually 4th seeds, you have a 10-game advantage win-loss record ratio-wise. This team has a record where in the West, you're not even in the playoffs. You're like in a playing game level. When you're right at 500 in the West, that's in no man's land. Scorch believes this game is going to be a bad blowout or a close L. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. Gamer Gang said the Nets are still a super team. Players still out. Hornets need a super team. You know, the crazy part is a lot of players in the league respect Lamelo Ball. And in the future, they would love to come to Charlotte, but they've given Gordon Hayward all this money and didn't build around Lamelo Ball. I'm telling you, these players watch this stuff, man. They see it. Can't even get his favorite number. I'm telling you, the players see all. Shout out to Rudy Breeze. He says salute to everyone. That's a dope name, Rudy Breeze. That sounds like a rap name. Rudy Breeze. Man, y'all turned up in the chat, man. Y'all turned up in the chat, man. How y'all doing today, man? Y'all having a blessed day? For those in the chat, y'all doing good today? It's semi-sunny where I'm at. Chilling. I just hope it's a competitive game, a fun game. But with the Nets, man, they have been 19-3 so far. And those 3 losses that the Nets had, they're resting players. This is how great this team is. So all the games, the pretty much. So the Nets lost 15 games, won 30 plus. They've been resting players this whole season. One player sits out, Kyrie sit out a couple of games, James Harden sit out a couple of games, KD been out a couple of games, and they still 30 plus in 15. That's amazing. That's how much depth they had, and they added more depth. And the players like LaMarcus Aldridge, he has no pressure no more. In San Antonio, he had so much pressure to live up to Tim Duncan. Now with the Nets, he could just be LaMarcus Aldridge and be that pick and pop guy, and that's all they need, depth. Toffee says, Gamer Game, you're a Hornets fan, admitted that this is a real Hornets could make a super team with their youngsters, but JB and the organization, they're stopping a super team of LaMelo, Vernon Carey Jr. and company. Yeah, that's the sad thing about the Hornets. They have a chance to grow this thing out and build around LaMelo Ball, but pride and ego is not allowing them to do it. It's the reality of basketball. This is the difference between great teams and average teams. Average teams, they're so confused on how to do the right thing that when it comes to building a roster, they're overthinking, being emotional, and you cannot do that in any sports league, not even just the NBA. You can't do it in the NFL. You can't do it in the MLB. You can't do it in the WNBA. You got to use logic over emotion. That's the only way you're going to have success in the league. The only way. Like the OG Coach Joe would say, I can't relate to people who make excuses for mediocrity. And the Hornet fans who tune into this channel that understands that their organization is mediocre, they're the good fans because they're not sugarcoating shit. They're out here trying to protect their team because they know they got a good thing with LaMelo Ball and they're not trying to fuck it up. Excuse my language. But you got Shines out here making excuses for every loss and then get mad when new media gives praise to certain players. Oh, why you didn't say that about Devontae? Devontae had 20. What's more impactful? What's more impactful? Terry Rozier's clutch buckets or Gordon Hayward's stat padding stats or Devontae Graham taking any shot he wants. He got the green light. And there were some games I did give Devontae some credit. But don't get mad at me when I'm saying that Terry Rozier has been the number one option since LaMelo's injury. Even a fool can see that. Ben Harden is not playing tonight, unfortunately. J&J Videos, she said, truly blessed. Yes, it is, my sister. Isn't it good to be around positive energy? I love it, man. I woke up, the sun was shining, and I smiled out of no reason. That's because the Most High put just the light there and just told myself that I'll have a good day. That's what we got to do as people. We got to wake up with a purpose. Taufik said the Clippers are joining the stack fest with Boogie. That's a good pickup. Now, don't judge Boogie off the Hornets. Not the Hornets, but the Rockets. Don't judge Boogie off the play during the Rockets. That wasn't a style for him. The Clippers, that's a perfect fit for DeMarcus Cousins. That's what they need, a big man with girth who could cause these bigger teams problems. We haven't even been talking about the Clippers. The Clippers have looked so much better, but we haven't talked about it. And I'm not a Clippers guy. I'm a Laker guy, but they have done well despite that one loss they had where they gave up a 16-point lead. But besides that, they've been looking good. King Common Sense says Zoe is coming to the Clippers this offseason. Zoe's going somewhere. Did y'all see that Lonzo Ball interview? Man, I was laughing because that looked like a forced answer right there. He's like, yeah, I want to be back. I'm like, come on, man. Did y'all look at the eye contact and everything? I was telling Pelican fans, Y'all sure Lonzo wants to come back? J&J Video said, let's get the likes up, fam. New Media Nation United. Yes, we are united, sister. Peace and blessings, man. King Common Sense says, new stadium and will hang the banner first. King C says, DJ, the last Hornets game, same like team is falling back into old habits, jacking up shots. Oh, boy. King C pointed out the last win, and they were fortunate to win that game by 10 points against the Wizards. The Hornets were right back to the old hero ball style, and they almost lost a lead. Luckily, they won the game by 10 points. Westbrook was killing them. But the reason why the Wizards had striking distance is all due to them. They'll go back to their hero ball style. ISO game could only work so long. When you're dependent of it, it ruins team cohesion. The ball movement is stagnant, and it will look like players are out for their stats. The Hornets must nip that in the bud to get the best version of their team. Okay. Toffee says, talk that talk, DJ. This is the same organization that let Kemba Walker go and got Kemba with hops and all-around skill at the third overall pick and treat him like a role player. Yeah, Toffee, but they acting like we're making stuff up when we point out that LaMelo is not treated like a franchise player. But these are the same folks who are mad every time. I mean, every time we say that LaMelo's the franchise player, they say, no, he's not. He's not the franchise player. It's Gordon Hayward and some stupid shit. I don't want to hear it. Queen Royalty says, JB seemed to always make it seem like the Hornets couldn't play fast. Melo got hurt, and now all of a sudden he's been playing fast basketball. You see it too. You see it too. We all see it. And I wish these reporters would, you could tell, that's why I couldn't be a reporter. That's why I couldn't work for ESPN. Because if I have a coach, I'm sitting right there, and you can't even ask the coach direct questions on why the pace of play has changed since LaMelo is gone. Not one reporter asked that. No one has. You know why? Because everyone is afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid to ask the tough questions. That's why I couldn't be a reporter. I'm asking so many tough questions, they're going to hate me. The coach is going to hate me. I'm asking JB, so James Bregel, you've been winning a couple games since the Lamelo Ball injury. Don't you think when Lamelo comes back that you should keep that style of play, playing fast pace into his strengths? Boy, he would look at me crazy if I said that. But I would ask the right question. That's the difference. That's the absolute difference. Tyler says, this your new channel? No, this is the same channel. This is the same channel. The schedule is different, Tyler. I will do more morning shows during the day. The only night shows that you'll see me and Coach Joe is on Mondays and Tuesdays, and that's because my work schedule has changed. And I doubt that anyone will be up at 12 p.m. 12 a.m. to do a live show. Yeah, I'm not going to do that to y'all guys. So we switched it up, but yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays, that's when me and Coach Joe and sometimes J&J Video will be on the live to chop it up with you guys. Taufik says Zoe feels like he's held hostage in that interview. Yeah, he does. King Common Sense says Chicago, New York was second and third. He couldn't get a trade to the Clippers. Yeah, they had more pieces. Absolutely. Shout out to LaRue, says good morning from Australia, new media. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, that's all I was going to say today. But I hope this is a good game. I hope it's competitive. You never know what could happen, but the Nets are deep, man. Even without KD and James Harden, they're favorites. Boy. That's something. That's something. The Nets are doing so well. They got so much depth that they're telling Kevin Durant, rest as long as possible. And when the playoffs come and they got a healthy KD, they're going to be very scary. Now, y'all may not like Kevin Durant, but a healthy Kevin Durant is dangerous. Adabazi said, Hassan, you said, are we live streaming the game? No, I'm going to be at work. And I'm going to be very honest. If Lamelo Ball was playing, we probably would have had like Coach Joe and J live stream. But without Lamelo Ball, it's really hard to do it. But trust me, whenever Lamelo comes back, we are live streaming games. So shout out to the Lamelo Holics in the chat. CWE Brooklyn, KD resting for the playoffs. Oh yeah, he'll be well rested. And I don't blame the Nets for doing that. I don't blame them at all. You know, when you had an injury like KD had, you need all the rest you could get. And plus, they have all the depth. They got so much depth that I could see KD come back the last 10 games of the regular season just to get some tune-up and, you know, fine-tune his game even more before the playoffs. And, yeah, they'd be ready, man. Shout out to Macrina. Said, hi, DJ, good afternoon. Peace and blessings, sister. CW Brooklyn says, Harden is resting now. Yeah, he's resting in this game. And the Hornets could still beat the Nets could still beat the Hornets. Shout out to my brother, Dexterious Crockett says LBJ is out 2 to 3 months. Why the Lakers didn't pick up Zoe? I don't know. They may pick him up off season. I wouldn't be surprised on that. You just saw the brother Shooter turn down a 4-year, $84 million contract. And Shooter averages the same points nearly as Lonzo Ball. So Lonzo Ball averages close to Shooter in points, has more assists, more steals, better defense. And y'all tell me he can't get $20 million a year and Shooter just turned that contract down? I'm telling you, that's the NBA market. Y'all got to understand the NBA market. CWE Brooklyn says KD returning next week, report says. KD coming back, and this boy, they're gonna be a lot of mad teams. They're gonna be a lot of mad teams, man. They're gonna be some angry teams when KD come back. J&J Video says, we'll be back, new media fam. Yeah, we'll be back. When LaMelo start playing, you're going to see them live stream games. Mr. What A Day says, season low, assists, 16 assists, and lost to Phoenix. They need to keep the ball movement alive. Yep. That's because the Hornets went back to that ISO ball crap. And if they try to do that to the Nets, they're going to get ran out the gym. CW Brooklyn says Drummond had the worst performance of a Laker big man ever. He had pressure that he's going to save the day. He messed up his value now. Knicks, Hornets, Nets, dodged a bullet. Andre Drummond, I think he feels a need for the Lakers to rebound and just be space. As long as they don't have Drummond to be the savior, They're good. They're good. But all these pictures, people taking pictures with them next to the old picture of Jerry Buss and Kareem acting like that. It's not that. Drummond feels a need, and if they keep it that way, the Lakers will be fine. But if these Shannon Sharps and everybody else, they think he's the next Elvin Hayes or something, I would understand. CW says Hornets would have gave Drummond $200 million. Well, shoot, that's a lot better than giving Gordon Hayward $120 million. I ain't gonna lie right there. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I wouldn't give. There's not too many players I would have gave $200 million to, but I see what you're saying. But yeah, I'm about to roll out. Peace and blessings, everybody. Let's ride out in style. Y'all know what it is. DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need to support this channel, to donate so we can grow this channel more. Y'all see on the ticker, the Cash App link. Also, if you have any ideas of what videos to make, notify me on email or Twitter, Instagram. For video requests, just DM me and I'll make a video for which topic you want me to talk about. Peace and blessings to everybody. All love to everyone. Stay blessed, stay happy, appreciate life, appreciate your family, appreciate the nature around you, and let's all become the best people we can be. Shout out to Douglas Goldenchild. Shout out to everyone, man. It's all love from here. Let's be great. Let's show love to our people, to our neighbors, everyone.
Let me tell you something. Back in my day, let me show you.